So it has been a long day. Could 2020 be the year that beach bars make a comeback? So here are 5 new things that really stood out to me at this year's ADM. The first one's gonna be a bit obvious, and that is the Livewire. The Livewire is finally here. Now, I remember first hearing about Livewire when I worked in a wash bay, and that was 2014. So to see it realized today is not only exciting, but the buildup has been so long that it's just good to see the motor company actually see their way through the process of making an electric bike. The second thing is a CVO Trike. Now, to my knowledge, there's never been a CVO Trike, and I could be wrong, but I don't remember ever hearing of one or seeing one. So I believe this is the first CVO Trike that has ever come out from Harley-Davidson. It's really good for the people who ride trikes. With that said, there's a huge trike market at both the stores that I work at, and I've already talked to a couple of guys who are not only stoked about the acknowledgement from the motor company with the CVO Trike, but that the motor company is, I don't want to say pandering, but is making bikes for their specific needs. One of the guys is a Vietnam vet who lost his left leg, terrible balance. He's flipped around from a freewheeler to a tri-glide, and now he has another option. A very luxurious option at that. And my camera's about to die. On top of that, they did a great job on these trikes. The paint is conservative, but still looks custom. The engine is as big as they go, and the wheels they put on them say luxury without being over the top. Overall, I think it's a huge win for the 2020 lineup, and I don't think anybody will have a problem selling them at all. Number 3 is the Lowrider S. Yes, it is back. If you remember back in 2016, for the 2017 lineup, they had the 110, and that is now back, except that back then it was a Dyna, now it's a Softail. So bigger displacement with the 114, and of course hidden shocks with the monoshock system that was introduced with the Softails. And it had an entire room at the ADM dedicated to it. There was 4 or 5 of the models, 2 of them were custom. There's a couple different colors, but when I got there at 9:30, you couldn't even walk into the room. It was just crowded with people. We had to go back after lunch, like around 3:30, just to get footage of it. Easily the most popular bike of this year's lineup, and I can't wait till we get one so I can see how it feels for myself. Furthermore, for any of you vertically challenged people out there, 5'3" Beth was able to sit on the Lowrider S flat-footed, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna buy one now because she fell in love with it.
And I'm flat-footed right now. And you know what else is really cool? Guess what about this Dyna? There's no battery box over here.
It's not a Dyna, Beth.
It is a Dyna.
The fourth thing is the Sportsters, and I'm not gonna dive too deep into the Sportsters. I posted a video earlier today about them, but I was happy to see them. After I made that video in July about what will happen to the Sportsters, I got kind of sad. Because losing the Sportsters will be a sad day, but I'm just glad that day wasn't today. They boiled them down. You don't have the custom, you don't have the low. You have 4 Sportsters now. The Irons, the 48, and the Roadster. And on top of that, they are rolling out a whole bunch of features, whole bunch of options, whole bunch of parts that you can then add on to your Sportster to make it a truly custom bike. So I'm excited to see what people do with that. The final takeaway was the future bikes. They had the Pan American, which is now called the Adventure Touring, and the Streetfighter. We're still missing this one, but I'm sure that it'll be rolled out next year or sometime soon. And the Streetfighter is cool if you're into that kind of thing, but for me, the Adventure Touring looks awesome. I've always been a fan of those big touring bikes that BMW makes, and this one kind of resembles that, and I'm really happy that Harley's now making one. So I just hope it lives up to the hype, and I guess we'll see in the coming up years. And it was also cool to see all the rest of the dealers, talking with people who like the same things you like, kind of imagining it like people who go to Coachella or The Gathering, something that you don't really understand, but the people who are in it seem to know what's going on and seem to be enjoying themselves. That could be a terrible comparison. I got to meet John Maxwell, who's always said positive things about the channel. Probably the biggest Harley YouTube there is right now. And so it was nice to finally shake his hand. Exciting time. We got one more day tomorrow. Big museum day, big Livewire day. That's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you next time.